Hello YouTubes, this is Grimwyrd coming back at you with more Enigmatica 2 Expert Mod Pack playthrough action for Minecraft 1.12.2. Alright, in this episode, I think we're finally ready to try the Gaia Guardian. Now, I've never done this, but I did just make the Gaia pylons, so we've got credit for that. Bang. And I threw a book through the elf portal and got an updated book that tells us all about it. And so that seems good. And we're doing Ritual of Gaia 1. And so I just hit visualize and built this thing like it said to build it. So we've got our pylons and everything. So we'll unvisualize that. And apparently all I do is drop some Terra Steel on the beacon and something comes and attacks me. I sort of read like a brief, few sentence rundown on this fight. Apparently something comes out here and teleports around and we shoot it for a while and then it spawns a few monsters and then we shoot it some more and it dies. I would be way, way cautious about this if I was earlier in the game, but I have Resistance 5, which makes me undamageable, except for, I think, Falling in the Void and maybe Chaos. I've got Strength 5, if that helps. I got my Pew Pew laser gun. I don't know. I've got Creative Flight, so on the whole, I think we're just going to go for it. Oops. Oh, I think something's going on. I don't know if something's going on or not. Looks like something tried to happen. I don't know if we're interacting with the beacon or what. Did we get some sort of as hard as you try, the beacon will not accept your sacrifice. You believe the ritual grounds might be improper. It might be a good idea to check for obstructions in the nearby area or large gaps in the floor. Okay, so apparently we need more room. I haven't prepped anything with more room, so let me pause the recording and we will, I don't know how much more room we need. I will figure that out, tear this down, rebuild it, and be right back. Alright, I am back and I was just waiting for daytime, so we moved it from that corner over here to where we've got some more space. Hopefully this is enough, because if this isn't enough, we'll need to take this out into the world, out beyond our base, and do something there. I gathered the stuff to make more Terra Steel in case we need it, but let's give this thing a run. I waited until daytime because I glanced at more stuff and it said that sometimes it spawns undead and okay, shift right click. Whoa. Alright, this is exciting. It's enough monkeying around. I was just watching him to see what he was doing for a bit, but time to take the Pew Pew laser gun to him. Okay, looks like he's immune. It does seem as if it disables creative flight during this. Hold on, we're gonna lower the sound here so I can hear myself think, and I don't know how loud it's coming through on the recording, but Hopefully that will help. Actually, let's go ahead and turn that way down now that we've heard it. Music and sounds. There. Done. Done. Back to game. But yeah, it does appear as if creative flight is disabled during this fight, so that's an important safety tip. It also appears like this purple stuff is would be hurting us if we weren't invulnerable. So we'll just keep cleaning these guys up. And boom. All right. So, what did we learn? We learned that the music is way loud. We learned that if you're not invulnerable, and again, I have Resistance 5 thanks to my environmental tech personal beacon. Then you probably want some health potions and some good armor and stuff. Didn't do a ton of damage to my armor, so I'm not sure how bad that was. But that was exciting. And now I have Global Traveler on my Pew Pew laser gun, so I'm not exactly sure what it dropped. But we got 8 Gaia Spirits, which is what I was after. Excellent. So now, I think there's some sort of ritual number 2. Yeah, so we got Gaia Guardian 1. Let's go to here. Yay. Claim. And now we can do Shards of Laputa. Has the ability to raise a chunk of land from the ground into the sky. Nice. It's sort of too bad that I went down so much tech so early in this, because now I feel like there's a lot of stuff in these magic ones that I'm just not going to get around to, because to be honest, I'm looking to restart. My character's so powerful that I'm sort of looking to stick a pin in this mod pack and start over again. We're going to see if we can make this bad boy, the Gaia Spirit thingy. So let's see. I'm going to do Gaia. Boom. All right. Mischief managed. And that completes that one too, the ritual number 2. And what's the Dice of Fate? Dropped by the Gaia Guardian 2, what could be inside? I don't know. I think we need to find out. Another Spawner Seeker. So let's throw that in there. And let's see what the... So I had one Lexicon Botania in my Akashic Tome already. I made a second one, which is just a book and a sapling, and I threw it through the Elven gate, and it came back all gold. So if we open that one up, yada yada. And again, I realized that if I were much earlier in the game, that would have probably been a complete mess. Being invincible sort of helps, as you might imagine. One would think that combining 2 of the most powerful resources known in existence, in the form of Terra Steel and Gaia Spirits, would create an unstoppable material. In fact, the 2 forces cancel each other out, creating an utterly useless alloy. All right. but it summons a stronger version of the Gaia Guardian. And it drops more Gaia spirits. Well, so I assume we use it to summon. So let's try that out. Without the crazed music. So there's more of the pixies, so that's exciting. Oops, don't click on the beacon. Did it summon a cow to fight me? I think it summoned a cow. Oops. I can see, oh, and it keeps pulling me in. It's exciting. So I did hear somebody say that they put it underground, and I think I see why now, because if you can get it low enough and it lets you, then maybe you won't be running into your beacon or clicking on your beacon. All right. We shot it. So that won't keep happening. So I right clicked to shoot my gun and I kept clicking on that. Let's clean up all this mess. So yeah, if I were playing a mod pack where I was trying to do this early, for some reason, I would definitely look up some strategies on how to do this fight. This was a strategy-free attempt due to the invulnerability provided by my environmental tech beacon, but that could have probably been pretty darn ugly. Let's see what we got in the old ME system. So we got twice as many Gaia spirits. Cool. And we were also hoping for some dice. Ooh. So let's see if we get the update. And we do. Claim. What can be inside? So I guess we open it, find out. So let's get it out here and all right, so we rolled a 5 and we got a ring of Odin, a relic bound to Grimwyrd. Sweet. I don't know what that is, but we got one. Alright, so let's put all that garbage away. And I think, I don't know how much we need of the stuff. I know we need, well, let's just take a look. See how much we need to do this. This requires 1. We need to make one of those, which means we need to make one of those. Let's see if we can bump some more of this stuff out. So that requires that, requires that. Do we got that? No, we are missing the sparkly stuff. These guys. Oh goodness. So what was that we were missing? We were missing... not that, we actually have that. Living wood. Didn't have living wood? But we just had living wood, didn't we? Yeah. I am confused. Yeah, we got you. What's your problem, buddy? I'll make 2 of these because I think we might need 2 eventually. Let's see. So then, if we go through this little action again, now you say you don't have that. How many living wood do we actually have? All right, we do not have that. Cool. All right, so I'm going to turn the camera off for a bit, and I'm going to gather all the stuff that we need, and we're going to try and bust out some of this, and maybe some of that, and maybe some of that, maybe some of a lot of this stuff, and see what we can do to exit gracefully from Botania. We also needed a Gaia Spirit ingot for that, so I got to make sure we got enough to close out, and a Gaia Spirit for that. So we need 2 for blood magic. We got that already. So 2 for blood magic and Thumbcraft. No, we don't need any for Thumbcraft. I think that's about it. We might be close to done with some of this stuff. So I'm going to see how far we can get on closing out Botania chapter now, and I will be back in a moment. We were just waiting on pixie dust, pixie dust, pixie dust, pixie dust, Gaia spirits and ingots, and things like that. So I think we are actually very close to being done with both blood magic and Botania. Be right back. I thought I'd turn the camera back on just to capture the moment where we do our last flower. So we're preparing the runes right now. So we have right-clicked a water and spring and 2 mana diamonds onto our runic altar. And we've got a couple of mana spreaders pointed at it. And the little green progress bar on the right is filling up. And so in a moment we will put on our living rock and tap it with the wand of the forest. Rock and wand. Get all those bad boys back. And then we need these 2. So this is going to be fire and summer and a couple of mana diamonds. And that's cooking up. And once we have this rune of, that's, which one is that? Pride? See, we are making a orchid ignum. Yeah, rune of pride. So we just made greed, and now we're making pride. Then we're going to go make this, and that's our last flower for the mod pack. Give it some rock, tap it, and away we go. So let's see, we need this guy for the flower pedestal. Those can all go up there. So we've got 2 red, 2 white, a pink, pixie dust, redstone, green, and pride. 2 red, 2 white, pink, pixie dust, redstone, green, and greed, and pride, and a seed to finish it up. So let's go get her done. So let's see, we're gonna mouse over them and hit Q, 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 Thank you. Stand back so we don't get in the way of our bucket. And there we go. We have finished making all the flowers. Boom. Alrighty. So let's see. Fish sandwich. A fitting reward. So I'm going to pause the camera again and keep busting through this stuff. Let's see, we want to make, I did set up the pure daisies again over in this corner. I had to move them because we didn't want them in the way when we fought Gaia, Guardian. And so put that flower away. And probably put the seeds away as well. So we were gonna make mana spreader. Let's see, we want to do that on our crafting table. So do that. Now we got one of them. Now we can, oh, I gotta make an Elementium pipe piece. Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna bust through this. This isn't too exciting. It's just generic crafting in a generic crafting table. So I will bust out I think that's all boring. That's all sort of boring because we're not gonna actually use them. So I think, what was this one again? Dragonstone, yeah, we got some of them. Floating magenta flower, yeah, we can do that. Runes, alright, so this is all pretty much just normal crafting, and I think we're moving on after I finish wrapping up this chapter. So I'm going to go ahead and craft these 6 things, or this actually is 4 things, so several things, and we're going to close out this chapter. Be right back. Alright, I just finished the 4 spark augments, which is our last quest in Botania. Boom, green check mark. We are done. There wasn't anything too exciting in that little burst of crafting. The only thing I will say to remind myself if I watch this back in a couple of years is that, where was it? So this Laputa thing, I went to craft this and I saw it needed a floating flower and I'm like, okay, right, flower, pasture seeds, dirt, got it. And I went to make it and none of the flowers would work. And then finally I realized that they're not mystical light blue flowers, they are glimmering light blue flowers, which is made by taking a mystical flower and putting a couple glowstone on it. So if you're like me and not really paying attention, there's a difference between the mystical and the glimmering flowers when you go to make the floating flowers, which I had never made before. All right, so we are done with Botania. Nice. And let's see, blood magic. Can we do that? We need a Gaia spirit totem or a spirit ingot. Let's see. I think we can make those now. I should have enough left over. One of them, some of that. And then what else was there in that thing? Let's see, the awakened activation also requires infused glass. Yeah, right. So I had to make a colored lens. The colored lens for this orange one was probably the simplest if you have lots of blaze powder. So that's ignition. I made one of those for the Gaia mana spreader. So if we go blaze, grab ourselves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we need a glass lens. And I think we also needed some aquamarine. Oh, and it's sunset. Perfect timing. So let's see. We are trying to make awakened whatchamajigger, this guy. And we need ignition. Boom. And in very short order, we will have the juice for this one. What else do we need to make? An Ender Star. Do we have one of those? I think we do. All right. No, we don't. Ender Star. Got it. And what else? Uh-oh, void metal block. I don't know if I have that much void metal. Let's take a look. I thought that was an obsidian block or something. I should have known better. Void. Bless it. We do have enough. Yay. And we almost got the rest of this junk. So let's see. That. Infused glass. We're going to need 4 resonating, 4 stardust, and 2 more glass lenses. So, resonating. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stardust. 1, 2, 3, 4. And another glass lens. I love it when a plan comes together. And boom, we got the starlight. On one of the rare occasions when night happens to fall exactly when I need it to. So we got that, and now we want the, what was that thing called? Is it some sort of lens? Some sort of infused something or other? This guy, infused glass. And I need another glass lens. Did I not get out enough? I did not. I can fix that. And we got the juice. That juicy star juice. Beautiful. So now we got that. And that, and that, and that, and that. We can put that away. And we can put those away. See if this is Hellfire. We're probably going to need this guy. This is Hellfire, right? Yes, Hellfire Forge. So we will give it some of that, some of that, some of that, some of that. Power it with that. Boom. Awakened activation whatchamajigger. All right. Claim done. And this Gaia Spirit into our blood altar with an 80,000 capacity. Have we got that? 90,000 capacity. Look at that. It's almost like we know what we're doing now. Let's see. Gaia Spirit. Doink. We'll turn our ritual back on later to fill that back up, if we even need to. So there's that, and I think we already have the ethereal. Yes, we already have an ethereal slate, so claim and claim. Nice. Boom. Another green check mark. Blood magic, done. Astral sorcery, Botania, blood magic, done, done, done. Thumbcraft. We need to go blow up a chunk with rifts and stuff to apparently get the unlock the blank greater focus. I think I'm going to hold off on that. And we're probably getting close to the end of this episode, but probably what's next. I mean, that's about it for the magic. Other than doing this, I suppose we could do this next and just tie off that stuff. Apparently I need to corrupt a chunk until huge rifts form and then close them using some sort of causality collapser, etc., etc. I'm just not ready for that quite yet. I got to do more research on all of that. Let's see. I think we're just going to call it an episode right here. Most of the stuff that we have left is pretty in-game-ish, and so I'm going to look through what we got to do. And advanced rocketry is pretty much the only chapter that we haven't put much of a dent in. However, I could start trying to figure this out, making all these machines. Might have to make another floor in my base to put all these machines in. But I'll take a look at that, and we'll decide what we want to do for our next episode. Was there any other outstanding stuff? I did go and clean up our cursed earth floors here and relight them. So I think that's all finished. I don't know if I'm actually going to need to do any much more blood magic. To be honest, in fact, I doubt I'll need it anymore. So I think we're about done with those rituals. But it was sort of entertaining. Blood magic was way too clicky for me. Whether I was clicking on myself for self-sacrifice of blood, or whether I was clicking on villagers, or whether I was killing monsters to fill up the Tartaric Gems, it was just so much clicking the last couple days, and it really sort of blew out my right hand, my mouse fingers. I'm old, and I've been gaming for 30 years. So, longer than 30 years. So I can't really take that kind of punishment. But we powered through it. So, let's see. Don't think we need to do... I guess one thing we could do is we made this Shard of Laputa. I don't even know what the heck it does. It sounds sort of interesting. It says it raises the ground up. I should run over here and do that just to see what it does. This looks like a spot. Whoa. Neat. Well, that is really interesting. Boy, it is doing something. This is just a level 1. Oh, it's making a little sky island for us. Nice. Cool. I think you can do this with the Rod of Terra Firma too. We just made one of those. I haven't played with it, and I don't know if I will. We're really definitely playing paying short shrift on the magic stuff. We're not doing anywhere near all the fun stuff you can do in those chapters. But the bottom line is I'm so advanced in the tech stuff now that I just don't see a lot of use for it. So we just close the chapters and move on. I got to leave myself some stuff to discover in the next mod pack that I play. Not sure what that will be. Maybe Project Ozone. That looks sort of cool. And I'm not sure. It's another one with huge amounts of stuff in it, so it may or may not require me to get too much into magic stuff. But this is pretty neat. This was fun to click on just to watch it go. So let's see, while that's doing that, got the Rod of the Bifrost. I don't know if that does something or if it was just a crafting component, but I made it. Oh well, we'll save a little mystery for the next time I delve into Botania. I definitely learned a lot this time, so that was good. Botania hadn't changed too horribly much since I had played it 3 or 4 years ago, but I didn't go too far into it at that time. I sort of only made it about as far as we did in the first half of this playthrough. I didn't make an elf gate. I didn't get into any Terra Steel stuff. I just sort of farted around with the Mana Steel stuff. That is sort of cool. I don't know why I would ever need this or do this, but it is sort of cool. I guess this would be a cool way to, we could have, put an astral sorcery thing up here. One of the things that I dislike about our base over there was, for simplicity's sake, I just built it outwards. As an old vanilla guy, used to do everything. This was before you could really keep things chunk loaded. And so for me, I used to always build bases in a sort of a 16 by 16, or if I was feeling fancy, a 32 by 32 thing, so that I had all of my business in a 2 by 2 chunks. So this whole concept of spreading out on the surface world like this just seems really bizarre to me. But now you got things like this, where you can claim all these chunks and keep them loaded up while you wander off and create things like this. It even brought up the flowers. Cool. This does make me want to, I don't know, maybe the next mod I play, I should look for something more magic focused without a lot of tech in it to force me to get into magic more. I do like it. I just naturally gravitate towards the machines. Well, anyway, that's going to take a while, and the runtime on this is pretty long. I think we get the gist of it here. So the Shard of Laputa just raises a big old chunk of earth up into the air. Pretty darn cool. So let's call it an episode, and I'm going to review the state of our quest book, and we'll figure out what we're going to do next. I guess the only other thing I did was, while I was filling this up and doing some other junk, I did earn some experience, and I did spend some more stuff on perks. So if we go back to the Astral Tome and then open it up, go to perks, and I've got 3 more available. So this time I'm avoiding the Miner's Delight at all costs, because you don't have the option to not put light sources around you. So if you're trying to make a dark room, that's no good. But yeah, I've got a lot of movement speed on here. It's hard to tell because I've got the personal beacon going on. And then I just sort of wandered over to Singularity, this thing in the middle. allows you to start spreading to other roots. So other tree roots are unlocked without requiring a connection to them. So all of these turned pink and allowed me to jump over to Evorcio, which was the next one I want, which is giving me more mining speed and more mining speed and more mining speed. And some increased damage and now some increased reach as well. I do love me some reach. So I think the problem is the last time I used my mining pick, I blew through about 5 blocks with a tap. So my mining speed might be getting too high to be usable. But, there are worse problems. Let's just keep pushing towards more reach. I want to see how insane your reach can get. I'm already can see, you can see by the black lines, we'll put it out here on the marble. It's like I can already reach, that line of marble. I can reach, can reach basically all the way to that starlight infuser. So I could mine that from here. That's pretty darn cool. I think I can actually reach like across chunks now. I think I might have about a 16 reach, I'm guessing, for mining and stuff. That's pretty cool, and that's a combination of what I've got from that perk from Astral Sorcery and the lovely, lovely block reach enchantment that is on my chest. Alright, I am done babbling. We'll call this an episode, and next time we will see what we can do to keep busting out these chapters. Bye for now.